And good morning, everyone. Well, it is morning here, a rather stormy one. But yes, I am actually glad to have the honor to talk to the one, the only, Hailee Steinfeld. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing, Billy?
It is, yeah, rather stormy here. You might actually hear a bit of thunder in the background. But then again,
Oh,
that's the reality of living in a country like this, in this part of the world. But hey, actually kind of like the weather. It's an excuse to get some good coffee this early in the morning. But hey, I also get to talk to you. So that's, you know, a really good deal, if you ask me.
oh.
So anyway, let's get to it because yes, I have to admit when the interview spots came up, I was the first to sign up. I was kind of hyped.
Well, thank you so much. That's amazing.
All right, so we're here to talk about yes, your new single with Anderson Paak, Coast, which I have really been digging, and
Thank you.
I know that seasons run a bit differently here in this part of the world. Not exactly summer, but it does get pretty warm, so I can still kind of get that vibe. But generally, it's pretty stormy here. But it is a summer song, a really good one at that. So I would like to definitely ask, what went into the creation of Coast, and how was the overall experience working with Anderson Paak?
Yeah. So, as much as it is sort of a summer song, and I feel lives perfectly within the summer. I think in sort of hope that if you're feeling the vibes there in some stormy weather, I think that says a lot, and I appreciate that. So thank you. Coast is. You were not kidding. Was that thunder?
Yes, yes, that was thunder. It does get pretty strong. I think we have a typhoon coming over the Philippines in a few days.
Oh my God! Everyone stay safe. That's wild. Okay. Well,
We'll do.
anyway.
We'll do.
Okay. Wow, you were not kidding. You were like, you're probably gonna hear it. I'm like, probably not, but cool. That was crazy. Coast is really sort of inspired by the music that I grew up listening to, my California roots. Anderson Paak is one of my favorite artists, and now one of my all-time favorite people. He is the most incredible human, and just like to be in his presence, to have him on this song means a great deal to me. Not only just to have him on the song, of course, but to have him believe in the record and believe in me and this project and the music that's coming is just such an honor and incredibly flattering. And he's born and raised in California as well, so he sort of cements that kind of West Coast vibe and feel to the song, which I was really excited about when I knew that he was into it. But yeah, this is just the beginning. This is kind of the kickoff of what's to come.
Awesome. We're actually going to get to that later. So just to follow up on that, how did you feel when you finally sort of sealed the deal that you were going to work with Anderson Paak? Was there a little bit of a fangirl element there too?
Oh my God, yeah, always. I just think it's such an incredible thing when you can collaborate with, well, artists that you respect and admire, and ones that you can call a friend. I think a lot of collaborations these days sort of come about through emails and texts and teams and DMs, and sometimes you never even meet the person. And this sort of really came about through Andy and I becoming friends. And I think you can kind of hear that on the record, which is so special to me. And yeah, but definitely had a moment. I still don't really believe it. And every time I hear somebody else say it, I'm just like, that sounds crazy. I have a song with Anderson Paak. That is top 5 coolest things I've ever done.
Yes, and the very fact that you're just calling him Andy now kind of
Love
cements it does cement that. So we know that you do a lot of stuff. All right, like various creative endeavors. So is there any overlap between all of them where you say take experiences from each of them, being in movies, voice acting, and music, or do you just like to separate and compartmentalize them?
I think there's sort of a happy medium. I think I definitely have moments where I feel everything sort of comes full circle, and they all sort of go hand in hand. I mean, I'm one person and one creative brain, and it all sort of stems from a similar place up there. Although I do try my best to sort of focus on what it is I'm working on in that moment, because it is very easy for me to sort of be on set somewhere and think of something, a song rather, and want to get into a studio that night and write it and record it when I have to be up early the next day to be back on set. So I try, again, happy medium, to sort of do it as best I can simultaneously as it comes to me and as I feel inspired, but in a way that allows me to I guess like breathe in between and stay sane.
That's great. That's great. And by the way, yes, if you did ask me, I'm amazed that yes, you get to do all this stuff together. By the way, I am a huge fan of your voice acting work.
Thank you.
Yes, I keep on telling folks, or like my friends, that if Hailee Steinfeld probably just chose voice acting, then yeah, she definitely excelled at that.
Thank you so much.
But hey, you've got music, you've got being in movies, and
right.
you're killing it there too.
Thank you.
It's not easy balancing all that stuff together, I can imagine.
It's definitely can be challenging.
Oh yeah, it can be challenging. But you did say happy medium, so
right.
I can imagine that what kind of tightrope or balancing act that can be. But hey, you nailed it.
Thank you so much.
And just to follow up on that, and since we are indeed focusing on your music, is there any stuff, or let's say inspirations from those other creative fields that goes into your music? Like, say, do you have any instances where, like, say, you're either on set or recording your voice lines, and then you suddenly get an idea for a song that sort of stems from your experiences from there?
Yeah, it's happened, I feel, more in the last few years than ever before, and I think it's because I've sort of I don't know if I've maybe gotten to a point in my life where I feel I'm able to just open myself up more to my surroundings, and I think this kind of goes with what I was saying before, where I'm able to, in ways, accomplish things simultaneously, whereas before it was very much about like I have to just do what's in front of me. And at least like with the acting, I've always felt like, the world sort of like stops and it's just about being in that moment. And I definitely still feel that way, but I'm more aware and more open to what's going on around me, in the sense that I feel inspired. I feel music, and I feel lyrics, and I feel song ideas sort of coming to me. I kind of feel like I owe that to my show Dickinson, where I played Emily Dickinson, who is an incredible, one of, the greatest of all time American poets. And I just feel like having embodied such a fearless writer, it sort of influenced my approach to writing in a way that just, it's sort of just in a way that I don't hold back, and I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm kind of rambling now, but yes, the answer is yes. I feel like one influences the other, and now more than ever.
And Emily Dickinson, not just in America, but sometimes in, I would say, lit classes here in the Philippines. Yeah, she gets brought up. We have to cover her sometimes. Why? Yeah. Because I kind of lived that experience too. It's been so long ago, but yeah.
I know. Great. I was going to say she's one of the greatest American poets, but one of the greatest poets
ever of all time. Yes. Okay. So 2022 and just beyond that is going to be a pretty big year for you. So with that, can you give us a hint as to what we can expect from, let's say, your upcoming music releases?
Of course. Well,
without spilling too much, of course, because you want to.
I can never
keep some cards up your sleeve.
Yeah. So Coast again is sort of the kickoff of this new world of music for me, and I don't know. I think people can really look forward to and hear the influences in the music this time around in a way that maybe they haven't in the past. and those influences. I have sort of been sharing more and more of who they are, and you know, the albums specifically and the songs specifically from these artists and these bands. A lot of them came out of, you know, the late 60s, early 70s. And music, again, that I've grown up listening to and never really realized how much it meant to me until now, until I feel like I was able to give myself the time to go back and, you know, I'm in a place in my life where I can appreciate it in a way that I don't know that I could have before. So I think people can look forward to that, and just some all around good vibes that will hopefully make you dance.
In the kind of world we live in these days, good vibes are definitely something we need more than anything at the moment. I mean, we soldier on and all that stuff. But yes, you did say music from the 60s, 70s as your primary influence. Was this a deliberate choice where you finally decided, like, you know, let's finally bring in all this music that I grew up with? Or was it something that just popped up and you realized that you were doing during the creative process?
No, it was definitely a deliberate decision. At the beginning of the pandemic, I had released part one of what was essentially going to be part one of two, an EP called Half Written Story, which consisted of 4 songs that I definitely could not have moved on from had I not done and put out. But right after that, I sort of was like, okay, I can either rush to finish part 2, or I can start on this sort of bigger picture. And I got everything out that I needed to get out with part 1. And I felt like from that point, I was ready for music that, like we just said, feels good. And I think, you know, in connecting with my friends and my fans and my family around the world, that's sort of what I felt was bringing us together, the want and the need for something that sort of brought us this escape and this release and this joy. And so that's kind of where I went. And I dove into the music that brought me that same kind of life and energy and joy that I wanted this music to bring to others. So it was definitely a deliberate decision. And yeah.
That is pretty amazing. And I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of it. Also, considering that, you know, we do have time limits here, sadly. I know we do have a bit of a time limit here. And yeah, I'm sorry. But
no.
Yes. I mean, you have been to Manila before, right?
Of course.
Looking forward to coming here again sometime in the near future.
Always looking forward to coming to Manila. I say every time I'm there that I cannot possibly let this amount of time go by until I come back, and alas, here we are. But it's always on my list. It's always you know, somewhere I want to go and spend time. So hopefully that happens very soon.
So to close things off, do you have a message for your Filipino fans?
Yes, I love you and I miss you so much. I cannot wait to come and see you in person and thank you in person, and perform and hang out and dance and feel good and have some adobo.
That is amazing. Yeah. And yeah, I love adobo too. I cook a mean batch of adobo, if you ask me. I mean, just ask my family.
Okay, I will.
And with that, as much as I hate to admit it, we have to indeed let you go. Thank you so much for your time. And on behalf of everyone here at 99.5 Play FM, it's been an honor to talk to you. And yeah, we do hope to see you soon.
Me too. See you soon, Billy.
See you soon too.